I'm Catherin Harris, and today I'm going to show you a simple, body-smart way to last longer without pills by mastering 3 levers you already carry with you: breathing, rhythm, and pauses. If you've ever felt that rush of excitement run ahead of your control, you're not broken and you're not alone. What you're experiencing is an arousal system doing its job a little too well and a brake system that hasn't been trained yet. Tonight we start training the brakes, gently, clearly, and without shame, so you can choose when to speed up, when to cruise, and when to slow everything down without losing connection or confidence. First, let's get familiar with your internal dashboard. Imagine an arousal scale from 1 to 10. At 1, you're relaxed and barely stimulated. At 10, you're over the edge. Most men try to fight their way through 7, 8, and 9, holding their breath and tensing every muscle. That makes the gas pedal heavier. Instead, you'll learn to surf between 5 and 7, expanding and contracting your intensity on purpose. Your breath sets the wave, your rhythm steers the board, and your pauses are the quick resets that keep you on top rather than tumbling over. Breathing is the master switch. Short, shallow chest breathing signals urgency, which accelerates arousal. Slow, quiet, diaphragmatic breathing signals safety, which gives you control. Practice this right now. Place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, letting the belly rise more than the chest. Hold very lightly for 2, then exhale softly through the mouth for a count of 6. That longer exhale is your built-in break. Do 6 rounds. You're teaching your body to stay excited without tipping into urgency. When you're intimate, return to this pattern whenever you feel yourself climbing too fast. Low, nasal inhales. Longer, silent exhales. Mouth soft, jaw unclenched, shoulders heavy. The breath is subtle enough to use without breaking the moment, but powerful enough to change your internal state within a few cycles. Now add rhythm. Many men move in a straight line, faster, faster, faster. That linear pattern quickly stacks stimulation. What you want instead is musicality, phrases and grooves that rise and fall. Think in mini sets, like a dancer or drummer. For example, try a 4-beat phrase, 3 gentle, steady beats followed by 1 softer, slower beat, or 5 on, 3 off. The numbers don't matter as much as the principle. You're shaping intensity into waves instead of spikes. When you sense yourself pushing towards 7 on the arousal scale, don't slam the brakes. Glide into a softer bar. This rhythmic intelligence keeps your mind engaged, your body coordinated, and your nerves from sprinting to the finish. Pauses are where mastery shows. A pause is not quitting. It's a reset that transforms urgency into control. A good pause has 3 parts: soften, breathe, reconnect. Soften means release tension where you usually grip. Abs, glutes, inner thighs, jaw, and especially the pelvic floor. Most men unknowingly clench there. That clench is a gas pedal. Practice a pelvic drop. On your long exhale, imagine the pelvic floor widening and melting, like lowering a hammock instead of tightening a fist. Breathe means 2 or 3 longer exhales to bring your arousal back to a 6. Reconnect means you use eye contact, touch, a smile, or a whisper to keep intimacy warm while your body resets. These micro pauses can last 2 to 10 seconds, and they're invisible when you own them. They read as presence, not retreat. Let's build you a simple daily routine that doesn't require privacy, props, or an hour of spare time. Morning, 2 minutes of belly breathing, 6 rounds of 4 in, 6 out. Midday, 1 minute of scan and soften. Release your shoulders, jaw, belly, inner thighs, and pelvic floor on every exhale. Evening, 3 minutes of rhythm training with your breath alone. Inhale for 3 counts, exhale for 6, then play little patterns. 3 steady breaths, 1 slower. 5 steady, 3 slower. You're teaching your nervous system a language of rise and fall, so it's available under pressure. If you want to add a discrete strength and control element, do gentle pelvic floor work. 1 or 2 sets of 5 light contractions paired with longer releases. Think feather, not clamp. The release matters more than the squeeze because release is your break. In the bedroom, think windows and anchors. A window is a short period where you intentionally lower intensity before it runs away from you. An anchor is something that keeps you present during that window. Your strongest anchors are breath, eye contact, and the feeling of your hands. When you feel the climb, take a window, soften your body, keep contact, move slower or more shallow for a few seconds, breathe with that longer exhale, and let your attention widen to the whole body rather than a single hot spot. Widened attention diffuses overload. Narrow focus concentrates it. You're not abandoning pleasure. You're spreading it across more real estate so none of it overflows. Performance anxiety often disguises itself as speed. The mind whispers, "Hurry and prove you're good enough," and the body obeys. Flip that script. Your new measure of skill is not duration at any cost. It's your ability to modulate. You choose to rise, float, or land. If a wave spikes, you smile, breathe, melt the floor of the pelvis, and guide it back down. If your thoughts sprint to worry, name it and return. Thinking, back to breath, just as you would in meditation. You haven't failed because your arousal rose. You've succeeded when you noticed, softened, and stayed connected. Communication makes all of this easier and sexier. A simple line before intimacy sets the tone. I want to enjoy this slowly and really feel you. I'll be playing with rhythm and a few little pauses. This frames your control strategies as care, not caution. During a pause, keep your hands and your attention engaged. Tell your partner what you love noticing. Invite her breath to match yours for 2 or 3 cycles. Shared breathing deepens connection and quietly turns down urgency for both of you. Here are a few in-the-moment resets you can use anytime without breaking the flow. First, the shoulder drop. On your next exhale, let your shoulders fall and your chest soften. You'll feel a small but instant step down the arousal scale. Second, the jaw. Unclench. Unlock your teeth. Let your tongue rest heavy, and you'll find your pelvic floor mirrors that release. Third, the count back. Breathe out and silently count backward from 5 to 1. Match each number to a gentler movement. These are tiny, almost invisible actions that restore choice. Training works best when it's consistent and brief rather than occasional and heroic. Give yourself 4 weeks. Week 1, you're building the habit, 2 minutes of breath practice in the morning, 1 minute of softened scans during the day, 3 minutes of rhythm with breath at night. Week 2, you add pelvic release awareness. Notice every time you grip, exhale, and drop. Week 3, you begin deliberate micro pauses during intimacy, even before you feel the rush. This teaches your body that pauses are normal, safe, and desirable. Week 4, you play with longer musical phrases, intensity waves that last 20 to 30 seconds before a soft landing and a warm reconnect. By the end of a month, your nervous system will have a new reflex. Instead of tensing and speeding up under pressure, it breathes, softens, and shapes the moment. A quick word about stamina myths. More force isn't control, it's overload. Holding your breath doesn't hold back arousal, it turbocharges it. Numbing your mind with distractions breaks intimacy and teaches your body to dissociate rather than regulate. What works is exactly the opposite, being more present, not less, feeling more of your body, not less, breathing slower, not faster. Control is cultivated sensitivity. If you occasionally finish sooner than you hoped, that's not a failure. It's feedback. Treat it like a coach would. Where did your breath shorten? Where did your muscles grip? Where did your rhythm flatten? Make 1 adjustment next time, not 10. Maybe it's 3 longer exhales. Maybe it's adding 1 micropause earlier. Maybe it's keeping your jaw soft the whole time. Small, repeatable changes compound into real control. Lifestyle supports this more than people think. Sleep is your nervous system's recovery tool. Less sleep equals a hair trigger. Hydration and a light stomach ease control. Heavy meals and lots of alcohol narrow your bandwidth. Strength is useful, but mobility and relaxation are the hidden levers. Stretch your hip flexors, breathe into your lower belly, and your pelvic floor learns to move, not just hold. Remember, nothing here replaces medical advice. If you notice pain, persistent erection changes, or concerns about ejaculation that don't improve with gentle practice, speak with a qualified health professional. There are conditions, hormonal, neurological, or related to the prostate, that deserve personalized care. Seeking help is part of mastery, not a detour from it. Let's put this into a simple script you can recall under pressure. You feel the climb. You soften your jaw, drop your shoulders, release the pelvic floor on a long exhale. You slow your rhythm for a brief phrase and keep connection through your eyes and hands. You widen your attention to your whole body and her breath. You count a quiet 5 down to 1, then choose your next wave. If the climb returns, you repeat. You never panic, because you now have a repeatable sequence that works with your physiology rather than against it. You don't need pills to own your timing. You need awareness, breath, and a little musicality. Start tonight with 6 slow breaths. Add 1 micro pause where you soften everything and smile. Notice how much more present, confident, and connected you feel when you lead the moment instead of racing it. I'm Catherin Harris, and this is how you last longer, calmly, consciously, and completely in charge of your rhythm.